The protesters are at the moment in the northeastern suburbs of Minsk. That is the latest I've seen from the videos and messages on Telegram channels, and they are in their tens of thousands despite the very strong police presence and numerous arrests that have been made. The western suburbs of Minsk is where Alexander Lukashenko, the president, has a residence, and numerous other members of the elite. It's a sort of mansion suburb, and there's also a big stadium there, and there was a decision to protest there, to walk around the homes of these rich members of the Belarusian elite and perhaps leave posters on the fences outside their houses. There have been, aside from the arrests, though, concerted efforts by the police to prevent the protesters from going where they wanted to go. First of all, they weren't allowed to get to the areas where they normally gather in the centre of Minsk at the start of the protest. Barbed wire was put up there, but they were able to gather not very far from there. Also, some people are reporting that the internet is not working. That's been a tactic regularly used since the start of this protest movement. That makes it harder for people to communicate with each other. And there have been some reports of provocateurs trying to create confusion by saying, let's go in a different direction to the direction that the protest organisers actually people wanted to go. And it's all made all the more difficult by the fact that many protesters go out without their mobile phones on them in order to reduce the chances of being tracked and perhaps arrested later on. So this dissipation, these attempts to break the protesters up into smaller groups, also makes it harder to assess what the real numbers are. Opposition-minded media are reporting more than 100,000. The Belarusian Interior Ministry made the rather absurd claim that there was only actually 3,000 demonstrators today. A glance at any of the aerial photos will show you that there are a great deal more than that. But certainly Alexander Lukashenko looks as though he has wanted to have a show of force today to let Vladimir Putin, who he's meeting tomorrow, know that he is trying to get this under control, and he wants to convince the Russian leader that he can get this under control, and that if he then makes concessions to the Russian leader in terms of further integration between Belarus and Russia, he will actually be capable of staying in power and carrying those promises out.
Meanwhile, Belarus